Hey guys, this is my 5th Pokemon Wi-Fi battle against a guy I met on Cerebi named Ezza. He leads with some sort of Smeagol, which is always fun because you never know what a Smeagol's going to do. I lead with my Choice Band and Tyranitar, and seeing some sort of Spore, which is pretty common on Smeagol's, I go ahead and switch into Shuckle, so that I can make sure that he won't break the Sleep Claws, because sleep on a stall isn't really too scary for me. It's not bad, so I go ahead and switch into my Sweeper, my Setup Sweeper, that with priority hits so that I'd be able to kill it. He switches out fearing some sort of insta-kill, probably Bullet Punch. And instead I Swords Dance, so I'm actually at +1 attack boost right now, even after the Intimidate. So I guess he doesn't understand how much damage a Quick Attack does to a Gyarados, but it does a good amount, like 55% or so, which after Sandstorm is going to bring him down to around 40%. So he is pretty low, and after Dragon Dance, which he did thinking that I only had Bullet Punch and Bullet Punch wouldn't have done much at all, he was completely vulnerable for a 2-hit kill on Quick Attack. So he brings out Blaziken, which is his which I found out later is his Vacuum Wave and then stat lowering attacks character. I get the Quick Attack off even though he hits me with Vacuum Wave, and then the Life Orb kills me. So I switch into Shuckle because I want to get the sleep off of it. I figure the Smeagol's probably not going to do too much later in the game. So he overheated, which made me realize that Shuckle was a really good choice at this point because of his stat lowering moves. So I can get all of his stats down and then get a safe switch in maybe. So he superpowers next. I'm like, what? He has 2 moves like this? So now his attack is dropped, his defense is dropped, and his special attack is down 2 stages. So he overheats again, so his special attack's down 4 stages now. And I know that's not going to kill. So I'm still trying to rest this off. I figure at this point, Shuckle's probably dead. You know what? Let's just let it die. And he ends up switching out of the Blaziken into his Smeagol, and I protected that turn while waking up, which was lucky for me, but could have been better had I done something smarter, maybe predicted, whatever. The point is I get another Protect off next turn, and he Nightshades, which is scary because that would have killed my Shuckle. Fighting Smeagol's is always like this. You always get surprised. So thinking I'm going to get another Nightshade, I switched into Skarmory, but he was like, no, I predicted that, so I ended up Sporing. I was like, wow, okay, how'd you predict that? And he was like, cool, whatever. So then he Super Fangs my Skarmory. I'm like, okay, this is not so good anymore, because now this is not a matter of me just being able to roost it off. So I'm asleep. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to use him as sleep fodder. Shuckle can be used for other stuff, because Shuckle's cool like that. So I switch into Magnezone, knowing he'll take a Nightshade well, and knowing that Smeagol can't really do anything crazy to it. So I go ahead and take the turn where he's going to switch out to get my sub up. And having a sub up is real nice because you get that feeling where even if you feel that they would be able to one-hit kill you with a certain move, you can stay in for 1 or 2 turns, and it's just a really nice, comfortable feeling. So even though he switches into a Rotom, I get a Thunderbolt off, and it doesn't do much at all, but I'm so happy he's not packing anything that's going to break the sub in 1 hit. So that's even more awesome. Yeah, so I continue to just get some lefties, he gets some lefties, and then I use Thunderbolt again. Now here's where he's telling me that he really hated my Sandstorm up, because this Happiny, I know it's just a random NFE. This happens to be his counter Focus Sash Happiny. And even though it's a Happiny, I'm not even doing too much damage at all, really. So he just wastes his turn doing a Heal Bell or something, which is kind of the only useless move he does this entire match. And I just finished it with a T-Bolt. He really could have probably broken my sub somewhere there, though. It was kind of useless. So I'm actually on a small little sweep right here with Magnezone. Super Fang is definitely gonna break the sub. So I go ahead and Thunderbolt, and that Smeagol's gonna be dead. So I'm kind of on a little sweep rampage with my Magnezone, which just makes me kind of happy because I've never really done that before. But Magnezone's mainly just there to take care of Scissors and Fortress, if you didn't know. So he superpowers with Blaziken, and I said, you know what, I need the Death Fodder, I'll just leave Magnezone in. There's no point for switching him out. He'll probably be useless for the rest of the match. So, and the Death Fodder and the Sandstorm to be able to take out that Blaziken, pretty important. So I go ahead and switch into Shuckle, and I protect, seeing like I think he's gonna use another, you know, like superpower or overheat or something, but he doesn't. Instead, he just switches in straight into Rotom, and he Will-O-Wisps, and this is where on the Cerebi chat he's like, haha, I burned your Shuckle, now what you gonna do? And I was like, oh yeah, well I just rested, suck on that. So that made me happy. Full health and all versus a Rotom. Now I expected him probably to switch into something else, but I guess he is not. Instead, he's just trying to get the special defense drop, which makes me think of his last Pokemon. What would it be that it needs a special defense drop? Because as you can see, that Shadow Ball is not doing anything. Really just ineffective. He gets a special defense drop, which makes him kind of happy. And from here on out, he's going to be doing a little bit more damage. But the stalling continues. This is really just, looking at the time, half of this match is quite literally me just stalling out 2 Pokemon with Shuckle, which is actually kind of sad. But it works, and I don't want to have to take the risk of switching into something like Tyranitar to counter this Rotom. So you know what? I'm just gonna stay in with Shuckle. Also, to do 2 things: to prove his manliness of taking random special defense drops and just walling it off. And also to just kick some ass. So he Shadow Balls again. I end up getting the Toxic off this time, and now it's all downhill from here, because once you get Toxic up, your enemy's gonna die in 4 turns, I think, if you have Sandstorm, Stealth Rocks, and you get the Toxic up soon enough. So yeah, that's cool. And then you divide that number in half for the protects. So it's really Shuckle only has to get killed twice to kill certain things, and that's not scary at all, because you have those off turns to rest, to use Stealth Rocks, to use other moves, and that just, it makes Shuckle all the manlier. So he burns me again, and I'm like, okay, cool, he burned me. So I'm pretty sure around here I just end up resting off the burn. Oh no, I protect first. Yeah. So he's trying to just lower my special defense as low as he can before he switches out into his last Pokemon. Oh yes, and oh yeah, I remember now. He was keeping his Blaziken at pretty low health, and I was just the Blaziken I was thinking is probably gonna cause me some trouble in case he kills the Shuckle. So I go ahead and put Stealth Rocks up, so I make sure that thing never comes in. So I rest off the burn, and he's gonna die this turn, which is great for me. And then he switches into Blaziken first. Yes, and Blaziken's gonna die, which is happiness. And then into the Glaceon. Now this stalling just takes too long. I apologize. He's gonna Ice Beam me, and because of one special defense drop already, that's gonna bring me down to about 60%. But after lefties, I'm back up to about 65%, maybe 70. Second Ice Beam, I'm down to about 30, 35, 40%. And then, again, lefties, probably up to, yeah, 35, that looks. So I protect, yep. The problem is with 3-hit kill moves, you don't usually have time to get up, any Toxic, especially if you were just asleep. So, he hits me down. The Ice Beam barely doesn't kill, so that stinks for him. That Ice Beam is not a 3-hit kill on Shuckle. Well, it is a 3-hit kill on Shuckle, but, you know, in the sense that I'm protecting every other turn, it's not a 3-hit kill, so that stinks for you. I get the rest off. He's kind of stuck in a permanent Shuckle lock. More or less, if you can't kill Shuckle in 3 hits of hitting him, you can't beat a Shuckle. Especially, no, pretty much only if it's using rest, but most Shuckles do have rest. So, can't kill the Shuckle in 3 hits, can't switch out, Pokemon's gonna die. That's why I've always been saying that if Shuckle is running something like a Shadow Tag, you're really messed, because a Shuckle with Shadow Tag, if a Shuckle had Shadow Tag, it would be uber. That's just my personal opinion. Because you just switch into anything, and then that can't resist Toxic, and it would be epic ponage from there. So he gets another special defense drop. I think I was toying with him a little there. I ended up protecting twice, missing one if you were watching. Toxic is going to hit this turn. Toxic going to hit next turn, and then he's going to die. I protect off. Ice Beam misses. Yeah, so good battle, Ezza. Hopefully we battle sometime soon. All for the rest of you guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that deal. I hope you guys all had a great Halloween. Bye.